Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, GM Potter here, and today we will be going over Legends and Lattes by Travis Beldry. And I do have an iced coffee with me, so I am ready to get into this. So, Legends and Lattes by Travis Beldry came out this year in 2022. He is an indie author and a narrator, so you may have heard his voice around. He's a fairly successful book narrator. This does have a 4.67 review on Goodreads. I'm not sure why it's that low. I would give it 5 stars. I found it to be utterly fantastic and magical and whimsy, and I'm not afraid to say the last 2 chapters made me tear up in the best possible way. Like, I was reading it and I felt the little prickle on my eye, and I'm like, no, this is so cute. And I turn the page and I'm like, it gets better. Should you read this? We'll talk about it. So our main story is that an orc named Viv is giving up on her adventuring life. She's part of a crew that took, essentially, think D&D side quests and D&D main quests to go and kill monsters and freak villages and smuggle goods and transport goods and things like that. She gave up on that. She basically, in the prologue, turns and walks away from it all. She only takes one magical relic, which is a Skalvert stone, which grows in the forehead of this mythical beast, and she literally walks away from everything she's ever known to go open up a coffee shop. She was in a gnomish town, and she tried coffee, and she thought it was brilliant, and she did a little bit of market research, and she found a town that doesn't have one, that she thought was metropolitan enough to warrant opening the shop. And so she's taking all the money that she's amassed over the years from adventuring and her magical relic, and she's going to open up a coffee shop. One problem: no one outside of gnomes seems to know what coffee is, so she's got her work cut out for her. Oh, and the local mob is on her tail. So they're after protection money and racketeering and all that general mobby stuff. There isn't a romance element to the book, but it doesn't really come into play until the last quarter of the book. In fact, if just telling you that there's a romance element to it, you think it's going to be a completely different character than the character it ends up being. But like I said, it doesn't come in until the last quarter, and it's very organic feeling. It's not forced. It's not, oh, by the way, I'm writing a romance sort of deal. It's very natural and organic, and it's just cute. So our cast is Viv. She is an orc and an entertainer. She's on the cover. This is her. And then we have Tandri, also on the cover. She is a succubus and our barista. We have Cal, who is a hob. He is our general handyman. Viv meets him while he's building a ship and recruits him to fix the roof and take what used to be a horse stable and turn it into a coffee shop. And he's got his work cut out for him, believe me. We also have Thimble, who is a ratkin, who is also on the cover. Here he is, just kind of in the back there. He is so cute. He is a baker. He creates absolutely divine confections. He introduces the world to cinnamon rolls, and he's just cute. I love him. I think he's my favorite character. We also have Lainey, who is a terrible baker and the next door neighbor. She reminds me of a meme, which I will put on the screen now so that y'all can see it. And then we have Pendry, who is a wannabe bard and experimental musician. He has a thaumatic lute, which is essentially an electric lute, and he plays and it makes it loud and it's electric and it's clashing, and he has fangirls. In the end, he gets fangirls. So it's very cute. Also, apart from the local mob, one of the members of her adventuring crew is also after her because he thinks that she took something very valuable from their last job, the one that she walked away from at the end, and he wants his share. So that is part of it. So this is your last chance to get away spoiler free, to skip ahead. I'll give you just a few seconds there, and then we will get into the ending. Alrighty, so after her former cohort, the one that feels like he's been ripped off by her, He tracks her down. He sets fire to the shop using magical fire that consumes the whole building and just razes it to the ground. Everyone she's hired, everyone I mentioned in the cast, comes together to rebuild it, and it's just the sweetest, most wholesome thing. It is a little bit of the trope. The real magic was the friendship we found along the way, but it's done in the best possible way. It's absolutely wonderful and charming, and just, like I said, it made me tear up. So, yeah, I cried. Also, there is on the last page, this is super duper extra mega spoiler, the bad guy gets eaten by a dire cat. So he gets his comeuppance. Had I not had a cat sitting on my lap while I was reading this, I would have gotten up and cheered and, like, hugged the book. But, like I said, I was reading in bed and I had a cat on my lap, so I couldn't do that. I did it in my head. So, does this have a happy ending? Check, double check. Should you read it? Yes, 1,000 times yes. I think it's very important to give indie authors a shot. This is an indie book. Let's show the author some love. I will post a link to the book in the description. It is an affiliate link, and the author gets to have some book sales. So, good for everybody. Just to remind you, I do have an author event coming up in the Dallas area at the Half Price Books flagship store on April 3rd. So if you're in the area, or if you plan to be in the area and just want to come say hi, I'd love to see you. I will be there from 1 to 3, selling copies of both of my books and signing them. So come on by, come see me. And did you read Legends and Lattes? What did you think? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!